Om Asatu Ma Shadgamaya Tamasho Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritangamaya Avir Maiti Rudro Yatte Dakshinam Mukham Te Namang Pahi Nityam Te Namang Pahi Nityam Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality. And evermore shine in our hearts with your resplendent face. Oh, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we are in the middle of the reading of our text Shanti Gita, Song of Peace, the advice of Bhagavan Krishna to Arjuna again. Primarily it is given before the war that we know as Bhagavad Gita. And this is the Gita which has been again retold by Bhagavan Krishna when Arjuna lost his son Abhimanyu in the war and he was unethically killed there in the war. So he was totally upset. And in that moment, he was very much despondent. And this message brought him back to his power and strength. So we read the other day the verses up to 20. So what we just read in 2-3 verses before, it is said that how that Ishvara, the God, this Satchidananda, the consciousness, absolute consciousness, is reflected in the cosmic mind, and as a result, he became, we call God, the creator, sustainer, and destroyer. By how? By Samaya, by his own magical power, a power of Maya. That means that power has that which is not there, everyone can see it is there. Non-existent, appearing in another form. So that is with this Maya, he became Ishvara. And then Maya Avritya, covered by Maya, then that God Lord, he became Sarvagga, all-knower, all-knowing. Bhavid Isha is the controller, master of controlling everything. Sarva Shaktiman, the source of all power. And Ichchadi Sarva Kartrittam, he has the power, the agency of desiring whatever he wants to create. It is by the covering power of the Maya. And then there came Sankalpa, when a resolution. Here, what is the resolution came in the mind of the cosmic mind? That absolute, unchanging reality. It says, is Bahushamo Ahameva Eka Sankalpasya Samuttita. From the cosmic mind arose that type of resolution that Eko Eva, I am only alone or one, not alone, but I am only one. Bahushama, I will be many. So that cosmic plan that came in the mind, it is a desire that we are talking about the same thing in our Bhagavad class. And what it says, because of this Maya, this power of God, Maya is a veiling power for us, veiling power and projecting power. Maya has two powers. It covers what is existing, and not only that, it creates what is not there. The gross example being this, as you see in the movie, when you enter in the movie hall, the reality that we are all sitting there in the chair and there is fan, there is AC, air condition, there is a white screen, light like this, we see everything. And then it is no movie. When the movie starts, first thing they do, switch off the light. That means ignorance, avaran, covering. And not only that, they don't keep you in the dark room, seated there for 1 hour. They project something, and that projection is not there, no reality. There is a light, and the real film is moving, and we see the projection, and we forget our own environment, and we look at that with awe. And sometimes we smile, and sometimes we cry, sometimes emotionally we are lost, we are upset, we are frightened. What is happening there? And we are getting affected. Ultimately, nothing is happening. You are sitting in your comfortable chair, and your friends are all around. No tiger is coming, no serial killer is with a gun, AK-47 is running there. No running, no jumping, no howling, nothing happening. But you see, we see that, yes, it is happening. And not only that, you feel the physical expression of the emotions in your body and mind. So this is called the Maya. Nothing happened. I am the same Atman, pure consciousness and bliss. But Avaran, Maya Shakti, the power of Maya, is veiling your what you are. It made us forget I am Atman, I am Brahman, I am the pure consciousness. I am Satchidananda. And not only that, it has projected this concept and the body. And it's so real, and everything is real. Anything happening to me, my body, I am upset with that, I am happy with that. Anything happening in my mind, a very tricky area. Someone says some few words in the mind, Mas, I am gone, I am destroyed today. I go to depression. Someone pampers me, I'm like, I go on. So this funny thing is going on. It's a projection. So this is the Maya's power. It is not allowing us to know who we are. It is the Abharana, covering. And not only it is not satisfied by covering our knowledge, but is happy to create something which is not there and make us jump like a monkey and run like a donkey or what. So this is called Maya Shakti. So it says Maya, and in this Maya, Udgataha Kalo. In the Maya comes the time, concept of time comes. When you are in your own self, birthless, deathless, eternal self, there is no time. It is timeless. Time, space, causation has nothing to do in Brahman, in our real nature, in our very vital self. But when you are in the realm of Maya, in this world, there comes first thing comes time. And then Udgata Kala, and that Kala, the first created time is called Mahakala. That's it, Lord Shiva. A great time. He observes all the changes of time. Mahakala, Mahakal Shiva. He observes the changes. He's an observer. But observer is one step down from the reality. I am the observer. The observation, observer, duality is there. So here, Kalo, Mahakalo it is Sutta. That is called the Kala, that is called the Mahakala. Kala Shakti Mahakali. And the Shakti of the Kala, Mahakala, is the Shakti, Mother, Mahakali. She's called Mahakali. Mahakala, Mahakali, the Shakti. Energy. Chadyas Sat, Sad, Sad Asambhu, Asam Udbhavat. And that it comes out of that. Let me see what is that. Sambhutavat, due to the foremost birth. Adya Sambhutavat, due to her foremost birth. So it says, time that has risen from Maya, that is called the great time, Mahakala. The concept of time comes, and what first production, that is the Shiva. And that Mahakala, he is called Maha. And the power of that great time, Mahakala, is called Mahakali. And she is a primordial as it springs up at the very beginning. So that is the Mahakali comes out. That's why Shiva and Mahakali, we find the picture. There his mother is standing. It springs from Shiv Mahakala. The time concept is coming up and the whole creation starts. And the whole creation is Mahakali's creation, they call Shakti, manifestation of Shakti. So we have read up to that verse. Now, 21st verse. कालेनो जायते सर्वं कालेन जायते सर्वं काले च परितिष्ठति काले च परितिष्ठति काले विलयमाप्नोति काले विलयमाप्नोति सर्वं काले च परितिष्ठति सर्वं काले च परितिष्ठति काले विलयमाप्नोति sorry सर्वे कालो वसानुगा कालेन जायते सर्वं कालेन जायते सर्वं काले च परितिष्ठति काले च परितिष्ठति काले विलयमाप्नोति काले विलयमाप्नोति सर्वे कालो वसानुगा सर्वे कालो वसानुगा. So what does it mean? Kalena jayate sarvam. See, everything is born in time. Is it not? This planet Earth was not there. In time, one big sun came to this sun, and there was some gravitational pull or something. It happened in time. You are born in time. We are all born in our own time. Anything happening in life, in time it is happening. So Kaleno Jayati Sarvam. This whole universe, whatever we see, this plant was not here. It was Jayati, it become like that in time. We say in certain such and such year, this plant, this tree was planted here. This house was not here. It was built in such and such year. So everything in the level of our existence, it happening in time and time and time. And sarvam kale puritishtati. Everything remains in time. See, this building remains for 100 years. It is everything coming in time, existing in time, and kale cha vilayam apnoti. In time, it gets destroyed, lost. Therefore, therefore, whatever you see, everything is kalavashanuga, is everything under the control. Vasham is control. And everything is subject to time. That's why it is said Hitler is Hitler in time. Did such things, but there is an end point of it. Taimullam came to India. It's a time. But when he did, it did in time. He arose, became a such power in time. So all the world political leaders are bombing and doing all these things, attacking other countries in time. And what will happen? In time they will die. So whatever you are seeing, it is happening in time. Whatever you see exists, it remains in time and it ends in time. So there is nothing permanent here. That's why time is one of the part of Maya. So everything is born due to time and remain in time. In time, everything happens dissolution. Everything comes under the spell of time. Everything in this world of duality, even you see gods and Christ and Buddhas, they came in time. Their physical body is gone. They're nothing permanent. And their impact in time. Say, after 50,000 years, who will remember whom? Where Buddha, where Christ, where Rama, where Krishna? In the vast span of time, everything goes on like that. So it comes in time, it exists in time. We are existing, coming in time. We are all born in a particular time. That's why they say prag abhava means after that day, before that day, eh, abhava means your existence was not there. Prak, before your birth, where were you? You were you were there or not? They say you are in your prag abhava state. It's a technical term. Prag abhav means abhava, non-existent, before your birth. You are in that state. You don't come out of zero. You are in a state potential before your birth. So in a prag abhava state. So, but everything when manifested, it is in time. It is existing, it's in time. It will just be destroyed in time. There's nothing absolute.
Alright, and when the person goes into deep sleep, does the person still affected by time in deep sleep?
Of course, because that time he may not be aware, but there is a part of the mind remains still there. Otherwise, why? Otherwise, it will be samadhi. They come back and they say, I slept well. How do you say, I slept well? Slept well is a past tense. That means in that period, there is not total dissolution. Total dissolution will happen in samadhi. That almost merge as if you are so dormant, no? That as if dead, as if dead, but not dead, still there. So, Kali, this is very important thing. That's why Ramakrishna said once, no? Had I known that this world is real, then I could have paid, covered the whole of Kamarpukur with gold plate. But it is all in time. It is all. We are talking about the other class. Ishvara, even Ishvara is under time. Only unchangeable thing is the Brahman. If you call God, God also creates. God is a cycle. One time he creates, one time does not. One time sleeps. So if he sleeps sometime, if he wakes up sometime, and he acts sometime, that's a change. So in the absolute sense, Ishvara is also in the level of duality. Absolute truth is only in that transcendental level, where mind and everything is dissolved. So this whole world is a play of Mahakali. See which book is telling this. One of the top Vedanta book is saying the world is a play of Mahakali. It's a Gita. Gita is talking about Kali, not Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Ki muskil, what a trouble. And people fight with that. Kali and Krishna, they don't they're not compatible in their view. So, but anyhow, that here this scripture is very clear. Kala Shakti Mahakali. The Shakti of the Kala is the Mahakali. That's the Shakti power. Without power, the manifested world does not exist. Only everything exists when it is manifested. A seed is seed. When it manifested, it becomes a tree. Before manifestation, who cares for a seed? But when it manifests like this banyan tree, And it's, oh my God, it's a big tree. So manifestation is the question. And that is the under Shakti, and the power of uh, Maya. Now Kaleno Jayate Sarvam, therefore Kale, in time everything is born, Sarvam Kale Choparitistati, everything is existing in time only. Kale Bilayam Apnoti, and in time everything will be dissolved in time. Sarve, everything, Kala Vashanuga, everything is controlled by time. Look at time is controlling us all, no? Time says that it is morning, get up. Huh? Time says now we have to go for work. Time says I have to cook. Time says I have to go to shower. Time says I'll finish with the whole day's labor. Time says I have to go to sleep now. So everything is guided by time. Time controls us. With not with the rod in hand, but unconsciously we are controlled by our whole life is controlled by that. That is the Shakti. We have to understand the devotees will look upon this as a Shakti, power, mother. It's mother's power working. A mother is guiding us. Mother is protecting us. Mother is asking us to do. That's why bhaktas always say, I'm doing mother's work. Ma, I did it and I walked around this, I did whatever. Jato, বলে শোনো কর্ণকুটে সবই মায়ের মন্ত্র বটে. Whatever you hear is the mother's mantra. Nagor Phero. When you go around the town, you see, Mone Karo, Nagor Phero Mone Karo, Prodakshino Shama Mare. They are circummemorating Mother Sama, Mother Mahakali, Dishu, Shama Kali. So this is time controls everything. Therefore, Sarvabhyapi Mahakalo, 22nd verse. सर्वव्यापी महाकालो निराकारो निरामयाः निराकारो निरामयाः उपाधियोगतः कालो उपाधियोगतः कालो नानाभावेन भासते नानाभावेन भासते. তাহলে কি, what is that? সর্বব্যাপী Mahakalo. This Mahakalo, this great Shiva, Kala is the great time. God, where is not great time? From, look at this entire universe is interpenetrated by that time. And every atomic movement, subatomic movement, even the plant growing into a tree, everywhere the force of Mahakali. But that Mahakali comes from where? Mahakala Shiva. So Sarvabhyapi Mahakala. The Mahakala is Sarvabhyapi. I mean all pervaded. Say Mahakal, Sarvodishtan, Saptamatrupa Sarvabhyapi. Yeah. That Mahakala, that great time, or Shiva, as we say, is Sarvabhyapi. It is pervaded everywhere. Nirakara, he has no form, no shape. Niramaya, what is Niramaya? Niramaya is pure. It is all stainless. That Shiva, when not manifested, it is all, that's the Satchidananda. That's why it is said that Sarvabhyapi Mahakala. That Mahakala, that great time, which is called the unmanifest consciousness and bliss, it's all pervaded. And Nirakara, because it is not limited in any form. Nirakara. Niramaya, it is free from all blemishes, that is pure. Upadhi Yoga, but when it gets connected with the Upadhi, Upadhi means limiting adjuncts. Limiting adjuncts means the water is water. When it comes in contact with a cup, it takes the shape of the cup. When you pour into the glass, it takes the shape of the glass. You put into the bowl, it takes the shape of the bowl. It takes the even appears the color will be according to the color of the pot or where you are keeping. So this is called upadhi. Upadhi is limiting adjuncts. Limiting adjuncts. What are the limiting adjuncts? We are all body, mind, emotion, ego. These are all limiting. It limits me, my infinite nature, to a very limited idea about what we am. We are. That's why it is happening due to the combination with the attributes. Upadhi yogat, due to yoga, union of upadhi, limiting adjunct. Limiting adjunct is imposed upon me, yoga, when I identify the upadhi, then comes my world consciousness, world view. That is Mahakala becomes then Kala Nana Bhavena Bhasate. Eh? And then at that time manifests in various forms and it shines forth. Everything is shines forth in time. A town, a city, a desert area, Phoenix has now become a big city. No? You go to the city that has been ruined and destroyed, become desert. No? It's all in happening in time. It is the power of time and Shakti, but it is happening on the Mahakala. That is unchanging time. That is Mahakala. It's a different terminology. Not telling about Brahman here, but he is giving the concept of time. So the great time, Mahakala, it is all pervading. And it is formless because if it is infinite, all pervading, it cannot have a form. If it is form, then it is limited. It cannot be all pervading. So this all pervading, it is formless and it is stainless and pure. Due to its combination with the attributes, time shines forth in various ways. Uh, That's why there is a Hindi proverb. There sadhus say about Maya. माया मैं तो ब्रह्म हूँ जब तू नहीं तो बीच माया they say something bad about Maya. Maya to chahari, chamari, nichan ki nich. Huh? This Maya, this misunderstanding, this time, you have created all trouble for me. मैं तो ब्रह्म हूँ. I was Brahman, I am Brahman. जब तू नहीं तो बीच. You have intercepted in me and you have created this delusion. And see what is my condition. If you are not there, then I am always Atman. I am the Atman. I am the birthless. So that's why it is called Nana Bhaveno Bhasate. The time shines forth in various ways. What? This it cannot be. The Satchidananda infinite cannot be limited in this name and form, but it appears because of the Maya Shakti, Mahakali, Kali Shakti, or attributes of ignorance. Time shines forth in various ways. निमेषादिर्युगकल्पाः निमेषादियुगकल्पाः सर्वं तस्मिन् प्रकल्पितं सर्वं तस्मिन् प्रकल्पितं कालतो अभूत् मोहतत्तं कालतो भूत् महत्तत्तं कालतो भूत् महत्तत्तं कालतो अभूत् महत्तत्त्वं महत्तत्तात् अहंकृति महत्तत्त्वात् अहंकृति. Now, it's a giving little further description at how Shiva, Mahakala, the time, unchanging time, absolute, where there is no blemish, pure, he became like this because of the Maya we have heard, or you call Mahakali, the Shakti, because of the Shakti. Now he says, Nimeshadi Yuga Pajanta. Nimesha means, the Nimesh means blinking of an eye. Nimesh, no? Blinking. That means half a second. Even a split second. Nimesh. From that time calculation to the yuga. Now, no time has gone so much, no? How much you can break the time? 1 second to how much parts?
At least nanosecond.
Nanosecond. Nanosecond means what?
10 power minus 9.
10 to the power minus
9.
9. See? Um, so you can split that time even. That much even nimesha. And nimesha, old days idea, blinking of the eye, is so fast. From there to juga. Juga means aeon, 12 years. But in juga is normally called agjug, is 12 years. But real calculation is huge number of it. How many millions of years, human years are considered. From this split second to that huge amount of time, yuga of time span, lasting for yuga means 4,320,000 human years. Human years, only this much. 4,322,000 years of human. Suppose we live 1 year, so we live for 4,322,000 years, then only one yuga, one aeon of time. Huh? Then Jug, Satya Jug, Treta Jug, Kali Jug in Hindu calculation, the golden age, golden aeon, then iron age, now we are going to the iron age, deep dark. Anyhow, that means wide span of time. What they are saying, imprinting in our mind, that a split second, minimum second, nanominute, nanosecond, to the billions of years, kalpaha. 1,000 yugas made kalpa. One kalpa is equal to 1,000 yuga. So one yuga is 4,032,320,000 years, human years. And split second, the eye blinking. From this small
Nimesh is
to
about
this,
0.43 seconds.
ওই তো 4,323,000,
No, one Nimesh.
one image is equal to
0.43 seconds.
0.43 second. Okay.
Not
Google,
even half second.
that's a Google says it. Not even half second, right? So, no, 0.43, not even half second. Anyhow, so that's why I said from half a second. It is overall calculation. Now, kalpa, sarvam, all, juga kalpa, sarvam tasmin prakalpitam. Prakalpitam means imagined. It has been kalpana. We did the kalpana over that. What over what? The timeless entity. That is the Mahakala. On that, this time, starting from half a second to or nanosecond to this 1,000 of yugas, kala, then there is yugaha, kalpaha. That means more and more bigger idea about timing. Everything, all tasmin prakalpita. Or imagine on that unchanging, pure Mahakala. And Kalato Abhut Mahatatta. From time, it came Mahatatta. See, we are reading in the today's Bhagavad reading. Mahatatta. What is Mahatatta? Buddhi Tatta. Shankha philosophy, they will say, Mahatatta, then, four of the 24 cosmic principles. Mana Buddhi Chitta Ahankara, there in a different something buddhi and mind, Mahatattva. And all the 24 principles, This all uh, Tasmin Prakalpitam Kalato Abut Mahatta. And from this time came this Mahattattva. What is Mahattattva? Only intelligence, mind, 24, the five gross element, five subtle element, five organs of perception, five organs of action, this 24 principle, everything has come sprung out of that Mahakala. Kalato abut Mahatattam. Mahatattvat ahamkriti. From this Mahatattva comes I. My ego has come out of it. That means starting from ego to our physical body. This body is made of five elements, is it not? It is the only transformation of rice, dal, chicken, fish, vegetables, fruit, whatever we think we are eating. It is nothing but a transformed form. No? It looks nice, it is a fine thing, but it is nothing but this elemental thing. So here he says that everything came forth from Mahat Tattva, and Mahat Tattva to you go to the final level, Mahat Tattva intelligence, intelligence behind ego, they all came, but nothing from outside. It all came from the substratum of that Mahakala. So there is much less difference in understanding because they are talking about the same thing. Could you make a distinction? That's what we are reading in the Bhagavat in this afternoon, and what we are reading in Shanti Gita. Same principle, same. So nimeshadir yugakalpa sarvam tasmin pratishthitam prakalpitam kalato abhut mahattattam mahattattat ahankriti. From that came ahankara, ego. So what does it mean? That starting from a split second to a juga means 4,320 human years, and a kalpa means thousand times of that calculation of the yuga. Sarvam, everything in this universe we see, tasmin in it, prakalpitam is imagined. It is not there, it is imagined. It is imagined. Why? We are seeing now, but it does not stay when an illumined person sees. The whole universe is shunnam. It becomes shunnam. There comes the shunnavada, the philosophy of void theory. Void of what? The name and form, what I see, this existence, where I am, this perception about the sensory objects, these are all mere your mental fantasy. It's very difficult to accept this. This is a fantasy of my mind. Yes. How to believe it? No? But you do that. It is fantasy because when you sleep, it has no existence to you. When you go to deep sleep, where is the existence of this world with your anxieties, worries, suffering, pain, excitement, achievement, failures? Where does it stand? It has no value. It is not existing at all. Shunnam. Mind is zero. You are zero. This mind, when taken into enlightenment, and you enter into the Mahakala we are talking about, that absolute, pure, stainless, divine self, you may say, I am saying that. I cannot say anything about that because I will not be there. These are all expressions coming down from that. That's why Shunna is Shunna or Purna, who will say? There is a fight with the Buddhists. Buddhists will say Shunna, void. Vedanta will say full. But both are wrong because you cannot say. If you say, then you are defiling the truth. How can you say without the help of your mind? You are taking the help of your mind. Mind itself is changing every second. Your mind is changing, your ego is changing, your understanding is changing, and holding in that um, object, you are calculating what is that beyond. That's why it is. That's why it is the Different language is used, negative language. Mm, That is, you cannot say anything. Scriptures say it is beyond your speech, abak speech, mana, beyond your mind, perception of your mind. As mind becomes pure, you have a greater perception, though. But mind becomes mindless. A point comes when there is no mind, because mind is a limited tool. You calculate the stars and galaxies in all the galaxies and far away, 100 billion light year. What does it mean? 100 billion light year. 1 billion light year is what? One light year is what? Do you have any conception? You will understand what is that infinite absolute, what happens beyond mind. Who will say what happens? That's why it is better not to speak. That's why Buddha didn't speak much. Because all fight comes speaking. When you express, and then comes the conflict. No, mine is right, yours is right. And your intelligence is higher than me, then you will win the case. And if I am more intelligent, I will win the case. But it is not winning the case. Case is in the relative level, in the duality level. Again, coming back to this world of duality. But there is no one. You cannot say one. You cannot say two. You cannot say many. You cannot say nothing. You cannot say yes something. Who will say that? You need a mouth to speak. You need a mind to express. You need an ego to understand that. Wow, how can you say which is beyond all these limits? So that will be the point. Kaleno avut mahattattam mahattattat ahankriti. So then Mahatattva, it coming from Mahatattva, the ego. So ego, mind, emotion, intellect, all these different things down to the level of this body, and all everything is happening in time, and it is the expression of time. Starting from a split second to a yuga and the kalpa, everything is made in this great time. That's why it's called the. You have to name something. We human being, we cannot deal with nameless thing. Our transactional world does not work. That's why when a baby is born, what do? You teach him. Baby does not know anything. He has no distinction between nose and ear and eyes and nothing. Uncle, auntie, nothing, no concept. Men, women, he has no concept. A knife or a honey sucking the what do you call toddlers eating something. Huh? So he has no concept. Everything is same to him. But we say, hey, no, this is called nose. This is called ear. How many days we are taught like that? So we get into this knowledge, no? So when this one become illumined, they become like the child. They become so innocent. They see the truth everywhere the same. That's why ekattam anupashyati. Tatra ko maha kashoka ekattam anupashyati. Where you see the only absolute. Pashyati means you see nothing but that. Again, language is so difficult. See, don't say the word see. See means you are using the eyes. See means you are imagining in your mind. Forget about that. But I am to say why we say even if you so this is also an indication. Nothing you can indicate. It is that's why it is Sunna, Sunna, Sunna. Sunna Purna. Ramakrishna said why it is Sunna. It is Sunna means void of this world, of this name and form. In Mahakala, in this great time, this entire absorption comes, then this entire universe dissolves, which dissolves every day for our in deep sleep. Similarly, when one can get illumination or be awakened in the self, eh, then they can say what happens actually. And they cannot say anything. What is the story of the Bardha? Baskali, no? Baskali is the teacher, or who? Baskali and Bardha, a teacher and student, no? And one student came to the teacher and said, Sir, Please teach me what is that ultimate reality. Huh? That's we call about Brahman, Atman, you are talking about. Huh? So he thought that as we are talking, big lecture, that means you have understood nothing. You're talking too much means you don't understand anything because you are using your brain. You are relying on your senses. You are relying on your mind. These are insufficient tools in this area. So the student asked, Sir, please tell me, I want to know what is the ultimate truth, what is unchanging absolute. Is there anything like that? Please tell me. And he has read some scriptures and came. And the teacher remained silent, not saying anything. After a long time, the student felt very embarrassed. Sir, please tell me. I have come all the way to hear from you. You are a realized person. Tell me, what is that? What is that reality? And then third time, after a long time, the student was earnestly requesting. And teacher opened the mouth. He said, My boy, I was telling you what is that reality like, but you didn't understand. It cannot be expressed. Silence is the name. Only that who can feel, uh, he can feel. Swami Vivekananda has a beautiful song. What is that song? Abang manasho gocharam বুঝে প্রাণ বুঝে যায় নাহি সূর্য নাহি জ্যোতি নাহি শশাঙ্ক সুন্দর. There is neither sun, neither moon, neither this beautiful universe of our vision. And there, everything is all disappearing. ধীরে ধীরে মহাদল মহালয়ে সদস্য প্রবেশিল বাহে মাত্র আমি আমি. Everything is dissolved, everything going away, and last trace I, 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 last trace. সে ধারাও বদ্ধ হলো, that stream of consciousness. I am trying to experience, I am trying to see that I বদ্ধ হলো, stopped. সে ধারাও বদ্ধ হলো, শূন্যে শূন্য মিলাইল. The word was not there. It entered, void entered into voidness. Exactly the language of Buddhism. Void entered into voidness. Shunne shunno milailo. Then what is that? I cannot say. Avang manasho gocharam. I cannot say. Speech I cannot express. I cannot feel by my mind. Mind can be there in duality. Ego can be there in duality. When ego also dies, who will say what is that? But is it something that? Avang manashogocharam. Then is it yes or is it no? People are fighting all through their life. Vivekananda said, Avang manashogocharam bujhe pran bujhe jar. Who has the experience, he or she can understand. Because after coming down, he can say, what is that? And he cannot say. When he says, he defiles the truth. That is called the understanding of the absolute. Mahakala, that is the perfect truth. Okay, so we can end here. Time, is there any question? Huh? Ashini?
So far, no question.
Hmm?
So far, no question.
So far, no question. Sorry.
So if you are on what the Zen says, like that way, just meditate on the present. Just that's now only. Not I mean slightest earlier or Later.
That means that there is no time, timeless state. Time, if you come into time, Mahakala, that is, you are talking about Mahakala, so long Mahakali is there. If there is no Mahakali, what is the use of telling it Mahakala? If the creation is there, huh, creator, and creator what comes when? When there is a creation. If the creation is not there, what will you say creator? A mother is mother, so long she has a baby. If there is no baby, why will you call her as mother? You can give other description to her. So similarly, the creation, and unless the creation is there, this creation creator question does not come. As you said in the other class, that it is mistake to say Ishvara. Ishvara is a change. God, Lord. That's also under change. Because he creates. Vedanta will say he has some imperfection. Why he will create? Bhaktas will say, no, no, by his sweet will. And why sweet will? Vedanta will say, why sweet will? Is he imperfect, that sweet will? We wish what? We are bored with one thing, we get to get another experience. Yeah? Is the absolute beyond time, space, is that same thing that they're lacking something and get something? It is not so. So language is very difficult. Don't talk. That's why experience is the only point. Real religion is in experience. That's why Swami Vivekananda said religion is realization, not talk. Yes.
Before we have that experience, that realization, is it better to think of that absolute reality, not to be too polemical with Buddhists, but to think of that absolute reality as a nothingness or everythingness?
Point is that every philosophy is true. You follow the path. If you are Jain Buddhism or any Buddhism or any Hinduism, you follow sincerely, you will arrive at the same conclusion. There is no truth. True truth is not there. Only one reality. People have to understand that. And this is the age of Ramakrishna, who has depicted in his own life. Everything leads to the same. And he has practiced every path. But my temperament may be devotional. Okay, let me practice devotion. But think. And ultimately, if you reach your perfection, mind becomes so much pure. No. Our mind is clouded. Vasana, Trishna, Tanha, Buddhism will say. And Hinduism says same thing. Desire, lust, greed. If this dirt and dust is removed from the heart, then what happens? The mind becomes transparent. Transparent mind is like I can see through. And that there will be a veil, of course. When I say see through, still there is a layer of some distinctive layer. Penetrate that, and that is so easy. Ramakrishna gave the example. Suppose a ship is moving and a magnet mountain. If the ship does not want to come close, the magnet will pull in such a way you are lost. You become one. Who will say you are a ship that was a magnet mountain? You become magnet. Realization will happen. That's why you can understand. Purify the mind, purify the mind. Whatever path we follow matters very little. The main purpose is the crowd. It is Vivek, our Jivan Mukti Vivek says. Three things, three practices are they prescribe. Manonas, destroy the mind mercilessly. This mind creates all this duality. Mind is creating all suffering, mind is creating all fantasy. Fantasy of the mind. See, two people are friends all over. Suddenly one thought came in the mind of the one. Why are you doing this? This means that means that means that. This is good. There's nothing maybe in the fact. Mind is the primary culprit. So this mind should be purified. Manonas. And they are so strong. Nasa means chop the head of the mind. There is no mind. If you can do that, Vasanakshay, your desire, exhaust the desire. There is nothing to desire for. This is all transient. What shall I do with it? And Tattva can think that reality is unchanging, absolute. Huh? Or you don't want to say whatever way. But Vedanta says it is that absolute reality. And I am saying that because to feel that experience, I am saying, but when I'll go there, then I'll be able to, in heart to heart experience what is that reality. Yes.
Maharashtra, so if I'm understanding correctly, it's like you're taking the relative and collapsing it back to the absolute. So if I remove the duality, then I'm moving closer to the absolute, if not standing in the absolute at that point.
Yeah.
When I drop all of the projections or as you were saying, creator, created, that's relational.
Yeah. That's
So
relational.
you're asking me to step back
Right.
from that.
Right. We say of creator, creation, etc., because I am in that level. I don't know how philosophically I talk about that. I know that I'm hungry. I need some food. It is a reality. But this reality, though so real to me, but it is not ultimate reality. Even my mind, someone's mind is in heavy joy. No, he forgets food. He does not like food. He does not need food. A person is deep depression. Bring a food a plate. He will not relish it. He will not get it. The world becomes all dull and meaningless to a person whose mind is depressed. To a mind person of joyful, cheerful, there is no bread. He has not eaten for 2 days. There is no dress. There is no much luxurious thing. He is happy and dancing and singing in joy. The whole world is playing mind's play. So, how to get out of this mind? Not to kill it, but to transform the mind and purify the mind, and mind will gradually take the expanded form, and that expansion will end when mind will die. That the example of Ramakrishna is that there is a frog. There was a frog in the well. He has only the concept of the well. He is born there, he is raised there, and he was living happily. And suddenly one day he found that there is a big frog came hopping, hopping, and jumping. And seeing that big frog, he said, "Hey, who are you?" "I'm a frog. You come? Where do you come from?" "Oh, I'm coming from the ocean." "Ocean is what?" "Ocean is a huge amount of water." "Huge amount of water? My well? This more than this?" Then this ocean frog says, "Hari, this is what is nothing." Then here, ego, his ego. He wants to measure God. He wants to measure the ocean with this little body, little mind, little capability. So he gave one jump, big jump. This big? Then the ocean frog says, "No, no, what are you talking? It's nothing." Then he got, "Yes, is it more?" And another jump. And third time he gave such a jump that he burst and he died. And by dying, he understood it is immeasurable by your limited mind. So let the mind be purified, then it will happen. And of course, one thing is there when you come down from that level, absolute experience of that, then you are a transformed personality. You become a Buddha. You cry for everyone's suffering. Why will you cry? Unless you feel I am there. Why someone feels pain for others' suffering? Mother feels the pain of the baby. Even baby is crying or not crying, mother knows what is the problem with the baby. Because there's total identification. The whole identification comes. That's why Buddha said, again and again Buddha comes. Swami Vivekananda said, "I will be born and reborn again till one dog remains unfed, hungry. To feed him is my religion." Who can say that? Where people are all grabbing money for their own purpose and selfishness and everything, that is the life. And these people are talking about touching the ground of their very reality. "I'll be born again and again to suffer thousands of miseries," is the language of Swami Vivekananda. Buddha. Why he is to born again? Why Bodhisattva? Why Bodhisattva? Compassionate Buddha. What is the need of compassion? I am Brahman, I am satisfied, that's all. Huh? That's okay. Thank you all.
So, can you
No
just-
question today.
No, that's one question. Wanted to know that where are the verses? If you tell that.
Okay.
It is posted in the description section.
It is posted on the description section. All these verses what we read up to verse number what? 23. No? 3 verses we read. No? See, my progress is every day. Yeah, 23. Up to 23 we have read. Next day we'll start with the 24th. Okay, we end here then. Tomorrow will be the gospel class, Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna at 7:30. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Panamastu. Today আজকে কত?
আজকে হচ্ছে 9 আগস্ট